Now this, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin calling out New York's Governor Kathy Hochul. She's pushing towards solar energy. She has approved huge solar farms on prime farmland in New York State. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin joins me now. Sir, why don't you like large solar farms in upstate New York?
Well, most importantly, it's because there are New Yorkers speaking out about how their local control is getting eroded. In New York, you have local control instead of local control, and individual communities are saying that they don't want to see their communities taken over by these solar farms. Now, if you want to take another step back, why would the state be pushing this in the first place? You know, they set climate goals that they know they cannot reach. And in order to try to reach it, they're going to cause extreme economic pain for people who can least afford it. They have banned the extraction of natural gas. They've banned gas hookups on new construction. They closed Indian Point nuclear facility. And that list goes on, including, by the way, not approving certain new pipeline projects. So to this push towards firming the wind and solar pursuit as if that's a substitute for baseload power, now you have local communities who are getting railroaded by the state, and they're looking for help. Secretary Brooke Rollins from USDA, country star John Rich, and I have all been outspoken on this, including countless others, speaking on behalf of these New Yorkers.
Can you pull it back? I mean, can you reverse this decision?
You know, a lot of this right now is it's something that requires action at that local level. You know, we want to advance cooperative federalism here at the Trump administration, and we have found that most states, they want to partner with us, they want to work on these issues, but there are a few states, you know, take New York, take California and elsewhere, where on energy policy they want to go a very different way, and it's been harder to work together. So, I mean, we'll continue to fight. We'll continue to exhaust any option that we can. We will use our voice. We have a demand right now on the state for answers to particular questions, and there are other leverage points that we will continue to access. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, I don't want to get political here, being that I'm here as EPA Administrator. There's an election that's coming up that I'll let others comment on as far as where the most amount of power lies over the coming months.
We'll make those comments for you, I promise. Mr. Administrator, President Trump has promised to protect people from higher utility bills driven by AI data centers. Do you believe that data centers do drive up local electricity prices?
Not with all of these hyperscalers and others signing on to President Trump's ratepayer protection pledge. Last week at EPA headquarters, he announced an expansion to this historic ratepayer protection pledge. And we're seeing more of these data center agreements getting put together across the country where bills are not going to be going up. And that is so important to President Trump and the Trump administration. And unfortunately, as we're seeing shovels get put into ground in states all across the country, we're seeing a lot of projects where bills are going to be going down, not up, where we're seeing behind the meter the development of small modular reactors and other efforts where they are a net provider onto the grid, not a net taker on the grid. So that's been an important metric as well. In addition to the use of closed loop data centers being 100% recyclable, making sure that they're not continuously using water. So there's been a lot of leadership coming out of President Trump and the Trump administration here, led by, of course, this ratepayer protection pledge to keep costs down.
One minute left, sir. You served as a congressman for New York. You ran for governor of New York in 2022. What do you make of New York's apparent shift towards socialism?
I mean, it's scary. I mean, a lot of people believe that as New York goes, so goes the country. You have a lot of key leaders in Washington, D.C. who are from New York. It's important for New York to be strong, and unfortunately, there's this reason why so many New Yorkers are fleeing from places like the Carolinas, Tennessee, Texas, Florida, and elsewhere, and they're realizing that their money will go further, they'll feel safer elsewhere. And as we saw on Fox on the interview yesterday morning of the leader of the Democratic Socialists of America, they're not aspiring to make our state and country the best version of itself. They look at other countries elsewhere around the world. They want the United States to emulate that model elsewhere. So American exceptionalism is nothing to apologize for. We live in the greatest country in the history of the world, and there's no reason for us to be turning our back on that greatness to try to emulate other countries that Quite frankly, we're not trying to emulate in the Trump administration, that's
No,
for sure.
We don't like to be. We don't want to be like anybody else. We want to be like ourselves. Lee Zeldin, thank you very much for joining us, sir. Always appreciate it.